Welcome to this act of reflection that's been put together by the Trust Chaplains, Chris, Louise and Rachel.
For everything there is a season, and a time for every matter under heaven. A time to break down, and a time to build up. A time to weep, and a time to laugh. A time to mourn, and a time to dance.
We offer this short service of reflection at around 100 days since the start of the pandemic in our trust. And we invite you to name and to begin to recognise some of the experiences that you've been through, some of the emotions that you've carried, some of the losses that you may have endured. And to help you perhaps to begin to reflect on them, we invite you to offer a symbol or ritual where individually or collectively we pay attention to what it is we are naming. A writer, Joyce Rupp, reminds us that as human beings, unless we say our goodbyes, we are not truly free to welcome our hellos. And that's true of the experiences that we have lived through and that we need to process. At the start of this service, then, we invite you to light a candle, or perhaps put a light on your phone, or simply to look at the candle that I will light now. Light from a candle helps us to remember that no matter how dark a room, the smallest of light can offer direction and comfort. And to think how hope is patience with a lamp lit. Light shines in the darkness, and the darkness cannot put it out. We invite you to spend a moment looking at the light and to listen to some music. And as you do so, become aware of your breath. As you breathe in, contemplate that you are breathing in light and hope. As you breathe out fear and despair. Breathe in, light and hope. Breathe out, fear and despair.
We will all have had different experiences since this pandemic took a hold of our region. Some of you will have been working on COVID-19 wards. Others on non-COVID wards. Some will have been working in community. Others of you will have been working in offices or trying to work at home. Others will have had to have socially isolated. Some of you will have experienced huge loss, be struggling to make any sense of what has happened, have missed loved ones, while others may have found contentment and something wonderful in the sunny days that we've had. We are all unique. Our naming of what we have experienced will not be the same as our colleague or friend. Our ability to name what has happened will occur at different times to each other. Whether we have been physically wearing a mask throughout this time on the wards, or whether we have been behind closed doors at home or in an office, we recognise that we may have been holding all that has happened close to our hearts. Can you begin to name what you have experienced. We are encouraged to wash our hands constantly. Or hands may have continually worn gloves. But what names and emotions cannot be washed away so easily? Here, a few unique voices name what comes to them, written on the palms of their hands. I invite you for a moment to listen to some music and to consider what emotion or experience you can name, if at all. If a name comes to you, perhaps write it down, even on your hand or on some paper. Reflect for a minute on what you have written. Or perhaps just look at your hands. How have they cared or been used during this pandemic? How has this experience changed you? For the good or not? Do you need to seek help from one of the many offers that are open to you? As you start to reflect, listen to part of a poem by John Donahue, for however long it takes.
For everything under the sun, there is a time. This is a season of awkward harvesting, where pain can take you where you would rather not go. As you reflect, may you be blessed with a wise and compassionate guide who can accompany you through the fear and grief until your heart has wept its way to your true self. As your tears fall over that wounded place, may they wash away your hurt and free your heart. May your forgiveness still the hunger of the wound, so you can walk away from that place, united with your banished heart, now healed and freed. And feel the clear, free air bless your new face. We hold a moment's silence together as we reflect on all we have gained and all we have lost. You may like to also remember the name of someone who died during this pandemic.
This may be the start of your journey. Do not hurry as you walk with grief or with questions. Take time, pause often, and be kind to yourself. Seek help when you need it. Perhaps you are ready for now to wash your hands in a different way. To hold perhaps a ritual of gently cleansing away the name you have begun to use to describe your experiences. We invite you in a moment, while we play some music, to gently wash your hands. Your gloves are off, to become awakened to yourself. You are not just another behind a mask and gloves. You are not just someone working from home. You are not just someone in community doing what is called upon them day by day, but you, your name, who you are, whom you were created to be, you are you. How precious you are. You may even Be able to find some hand cream to massage your hands as we listen to some music, and let hope begin to flow back into your soul.
Come gently back to yourself. The Bible reminds us that we are not forgotten. See, says God, I have inscribed your name on the palm of my hand. Do not be afraid. I have redeemed you. I have called you by name. You may like to draw round your hand, put your name on it, and place it in a significant place for you, perhaps in the hospital chapel or some other favourite place for you. At the end of this time of reflection, you may wish to contact one of the chaplains for a listening ear, someone to pray with you, or to help point you in the direction to somebody else who may be able to help. Every blessing to you as we change the light on this candle.
May the road rise up to meet you. May the wind be always at your back.
May the sun shine warm upon your face, the rains fall soft upon your fields, until we meet again.
May God hold you in the palm of his hand.